So the last time you saw me in this room, it was a lot more empty. All I had in here was my Dragon Cup, a plinth, and the rug. And I decided going for the Dragon Cup this league again, it was time for some renovations. Went around, built the other two plinths, got the banner stand, which is weirdly the only place we can actually store a banner on a UAM. I built the armor stand, well, I say armor stand, it's more of a clothes rack that you can throw your outfit on. And a funny one with this is you can actually unlock an emote depending on the outfit you store here. And that looks like this for this one that I have stored, which is kind of fun. And you get a different one depending on the set you store, depending on each league, but it has to be the tier 3 set for it to work. Other than that, we have the statue from Trailblazers, which, let's be honest, cost, I think, was it like 6 marble blocks and a gold leaf, and all you do is stare at it. A little cabinet over here, which honestly has my embarrassingly low trophies from the previous leagues. But a really fun one is the scroll on the wall, which can track world firsts well, I say world first, league first. So anyone that has done a challenge or a specific task or an achievement during the league when it begins, the first person to get that gets immortalized on a little piece of paper in your POH. Well, as well as the official pages, but most of all, this shows you what you have, and in my case, what I have, which shows that my previous leagues that I've done, I had a Mithril Cup, which didn't start very strong, moving on to my first Dragon Cup that I got. Then I think the 50,000 points, I don't know why I stopped shy of Dragon for this league, I probably just got bored. But after that, we're up to this league, and again, I'm up to 55k, about 56k now, and closing in on Dragon, I should probably get that finished. But I suppose we should get back into some league stuff, because it's been a while and I've made quite a lot of progress since the last video, so let's get back into that. And that started with me unlocking Zaya, because one of, if not the biggest goals for this league for me was to get the Olm pet, and to get it dusted, and thanks to them still not giving us our pets back, I still needed to get that, as well as the dust. As soon as I got into Kurand, I got some tasks done and worked towards my next relic tier. But leading up to this point, I was still pretty blind on things going on, and my route wasn't really set, due to missing a good chunk of the reveals leading up to things, thanks to an impromptu hospital stay that I'll go over a little later, but you can kind of hear when I was picking things, I had no idea what I was doing. I should read them, because I've not actually read any of these ones.
Yeah,
Because
other than just going off a blind phase.
I think a lot of whatever was revealed in the last 10 days leading up to leagues, I pretty much missed everything.
Right.
How dare you be in the hospital?
How dare my pancreas be like, fuck you, I'm gonna kill you. So I'll have some leagues footage in the background of some progress I was making, but a little bit of context on that was about a week before leagues started, I had really bad chest and stomach pains, ended up having to call 999, thinking it was either a heart attack or something else, and not wanting to risk it. They turned up, ended up putting me on gas and air, giving me a bunch of pain meds, taking me into the hospital and doing a bunch of blood tests, and then being like, hey, we need to keep you in. So I was sort of sat there a bit confused, a bit worried, I should probably say, because I wasn't exactly prepared at all. All I had with me was my phone and a key, didn't bring anything, was assuming I was coming in just to be discharged after they took the cannula out of my hand. But yeah, apparently what had happened was my gallbladder had kicked out a little nuclear football and blocked something up and caused everything to go haywire. But ending up in hospital for a week while they treated the pancreatitis, I got some lovely food, which I'll treat you to, because I had to take photos to keep the wife updated, and kind of just wanted to send it to some friends too, because it was a little bit depressing. Now, after a few days of them trying to get me in for the surgery, because they decided the best course of action was to just remove my gallbladder, they basically said, hey, we can't fit you in, we need the bed, we're kind of gonna discharge you early, and in 4 weeks we'll get back to you and we'll get you in for the surgery. So they kicked me out the bed, kicked me out the hospital, gave me a bunch of pain meds, gave me some antibiotics, and sort of said, we'll be in touch. So I thought, okay, they think I'm fine for now, so I'll trust them. I went home and got sorted, got back into a bit of a normal routine, and did a little bit more leagues. And then a week went by, and bada bing, bada boom, same thing happened again, middle of the night, rocket up in bed, think, oh shit. Immediately call 999 because they told me to if the pain came back, and end up in a different hospital this time, and immediately get spoken to by an anesthesiologist who was like, I'll see you later, and then I was hooked up to morphine and a bunch of other pain relief, and ended up thrown into a room that I was a little bit out of it at this point, but got taken in here, basically told, get ready for the operation, they'll be ready for you at some point soon, and within about an hour of that, the surgeon came in and was like, hey, I'll see you in a little bit, I've got one more person to do, and then it's you. So, next thing you know, I was going into theatre, messaging the wife, being like, hey, I'll let you know when I wake up. And yeah, about 4 hours later I did, and they said everything had gone well, and well, at this point they didn't really say anything. I woke up in a bed completely confused because I had no idea where I was. The last thing I remembered was one of the nurses saying fentanyl, and that was it. I was out. And I'd messaged the missus saying, hey, I'm awake. And, turns out I was just typing gibberish the entire time. At one point, I decided to switch over to voice messages instead, and well, they weren't any better. And she put it pretty blunt and was pretty honest and was like, hey, you sound pretty fucked.
100 kilo bomb factory in my gallbladder because the gallbladder is gone. Let's go.
The funny part about that is, looking back on any of this, I don't remember any of it. The last thing I remember is, like I say, one of the nurses or one of the surgeons saying fentanyl, and then me going out and then waking up. I don't remember any of the weekend, I don't remember anything, and I went in on the Saturday, and the main thing I really remember is the Monday following. So I must have been pretty out of it. But a couple of days later, about 4 or 5 days later, they were like, hey, you seem pretty good, you can walk again now, you're up and about, so we'll discharge you, give you a bunch more pain meds, bunch more antibiotics, and we'll see you in about 8 weeks. So it's been a couple of weeks now, and we're closing on, I think, 6 or 7 weeks at this point. And everything's pretty good, pretty back to normal, and pretty chill. But because of this, my league's plan basically dissolved into just pick the most chill thing possible, which did end up being Kandarin and being a water mage that could AFK a bunch of content. So I did end up being a bit of a Chudderin picker, and it was entertaining for what it's worth. And I had a lot of fun with it, I should say, not a little. It was fun just being in bed, turn over to the iPad, and just being God Wars Dungeon, just AFKing Sarah or Bandos, and getting on what felt like some decent progress at the time when I was pretty much just stuck in bed. So it was nice. So it turns out, double checking, I actually only did 199 KC and didn't finish it. Because I guess we just decided, fuck it, we both got enough shards, so we just made the armor. Because it just ended up becoming so monotonous to do. But I guess that's something I've got to go back and finish. So that's something still to do. But I will say, whoever made the area for Yama for the shale mining, it's awful. I did 300 KC pretty much entirely with Major duoing, so we could try and get the armor and make it a little bit more chill on each other. And he went dry, I went dry, and even with the boosted rates, it was pretty bad. And we both ended up in the shale mines, and at least there was a bug with Endless Harvest that let you mine infinitely, but it was... whoever designed that content, I hope your pillow's warm and your milk's chunky, because Jesus Christ, it sucked. But hey, that leads us pretty much up to where we are now, and that's where I'll leave off here. And up to where we are now, we've done some things like we did the 15 Infernal Capes, a couple of Quivers, a little bit of raiding, and all I'm missing from Chambers now is a third Mega Rare. And that does in fact mean I did pull not one, but 2 Omelettes, as well as the dust for it. So my main goal for the league is pretty much complete, and I have the little Puppet now. Oh, and I did get a Zilliana pet while AFKing her on my iPad too, and fell asleep and woke up to this one, so that's pretty fun. Maybe we'll AFK some more God Wars to see if I can get a few more spoons there, but we're still around 95, about 9,000 points away from Dragon at this point, and with only about 7 days left at the point of recording this, I've got to get stuck in to be able to catch up and finish Dragon. Maybe some more skilling, some more farming. I definitely have a lot of skilling to do, a lot of little small tasks for the 30 points, 20 points, well, 30 points, 50 points, or so on, whatever they are. But I should probably just sit down and knock those all out, because they'll add up pretty quick. Another little something else too, but I am playing on another account, and this one is one that I made pretty much the day of my UIM, when that started. And if you've seen episode 1 of the UIM series, then you'll know that was about 6 years ago. And this account I made, played a little bit of, and then just didn't touch, and then started the UIM. So I'm going to see where I can go with that and see what I can do with it, because there's a few of us that have got them, and we may be doing a little race, but it depends on how committed everyone is to it, or if it just ends up being a one-man race. But yeah, apart from all that, things are pretty normal, and videos will be a lot more consistent again now, thanks to having the nuke factory removed. But yeah, if you'd like to stay up to date on any of the shenanigans that I'm going to be getting up to, or anything at all, then just throw a sub down below and like the video if you enjoyed it, or, I mean, hey, I liked it because I like not having a gallbladder anymore. But yeah, it helps more than you'd realize, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next one, which will probably be me finishing off leagues. Hopefully. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time.